Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here with Antonelli Softball. So today we're talking about arm slots from an infield position. It really can be any infield position. I got this question a couple days ago from an infielder. We were talking about different arm slots and having the ability to use different arm slots and when you use certain arm slots. And so I want to go over it today. What we're going to talk about today specifically is a ball that as an infielder we're moving to our left. Okay, so ball to our left. We field the ball. In this example we're looking at an LSU shortstop, but really you can think about any position in the infield other than probably first base where we're moving to our left to throw. Now here's kind of the general rule is when we are moving to our left, we are going to use a lower arm slot. When we're going to our right, say a backhand ball, we're going to use a higher arm slot. All right, so that's, again, the general rule. And then a ball right at you, you're going to probably use your normal arm slot, which is going to be, a touch bit higher. So here we go. We're moving to our left. And you can see the ball coming out lower here, right? Probably at a 3 o'clock arm slot. If you think about, looking at first base, you've got 12 o'clock up here. Whoops. You've got 12 o'clock up here. You've got 1 o'clock. You've got 2 o'clock. You've got 3 o'clock. Okay? Now, think about this. When I'm moving to my left, in order to square myself off and maintain good balance, I'm going to have my chest over this way more. Okay, so if you think about the angle of her body right there, chest over. Now, when it comes to arm slot, think about the ball and your nose having a string attached. And that string is going to stay as consistent as possible. So if she were to bring her head up here like you would on a normal throw, right? So a routine ball or a ball to your right, you're going to have normal posture. You don't have to get your chest over that far, right? On a ball to our left, we are. But if this was a ball at her or to her right, her head would be up here more. That would bring the ball up here more, okay? So this relationship, again, between ball and nose is going to stay the same. Nose is up here, ball will be up here. Nose is over here, ball's going to be down here. Now she even drops down probably a little bit more, right? And you don't have to be at the 3 o'clock position right here. You may be right here, right? It all depends a little bit on when your natural arm slot is. If your natural arm slot is way up here, well then when you're moving to your left, your arm slot is probably going to be right here. If your natural arm slot is a little bit lower, well then you'll probably be down here. Okay, so there's no perfect arm slot. The thing to think about, really two things, is again, one, when we're moving to our left, we're going to have our chest over and a lower arm slot. When we're moving to our right, we're going to have our chest a little more vertical and more of an upright or higher arm slot. The second thing is to practice these different arm slots. So think about it as tools in your toolbox. You need to be able to have different arm slots because the game is going to call for you to make different types of plays. And so when you're working this way, like we said, you need a lower arm slot. Now, when you're practicing, the best way to practice this is when you are warming up before the game and going through a throwing routine. Now, we talk a lot about throwing routines, and I'm not going to tell you specifically what you need to do, but the key is to add different arm slots to your throwing routine. So maybe at the end of your throwing routine, you go through some times where just take a few steps to your left, act like you're going to field the ball, get your chest over, and work on throwing from a lower arm slot. Then you can simulate a ball to your right. Take a few steps to your right, pretend like you're going to backhand a ball, throw with a higher arm slot. The other time you'll see a lower arm slot is on a slow roller, a ball that you're coming to get. And so you can work on that as well. But simulate the different types of throws you're going to make so that when you get into the game, they become second nature. So I always like to do that. I like to go from the throwing routine, practicing arm slots. You take that to practice. In practice, you should be having, hopefully you're having balls hit to your left, hit at you, hit to your right, slow rollers, right? You're able to work on your arm slot there. Then you take that to the game. So it's a progression. You don't just go to the game and hope that when you move to your left, you're going to use a lower arm slot. Okay? So I just wanted to give you a look at that. Remember, chest over, string from your nose to the ball, lower arm slot in place to your left, higher arm slot in place to your right. Those are the keys. Hopefully that helps you out. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give it a thumbs up, share with all your friends, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.